Hi, Jen. Welcome to your spotlight.
Hi, Summer.
I'm so happy
I'm
to
so
catch up
happy to
with
be
you.
here.
I'm happy to catch up with you today. It's great to see you. Why don't you tell everyone who you are and a little bit about where you're from and who you are?
Okay. I am Jennifer Brown. I'm from Roanoke, Virginia. I have a 22-year-old son, and I live with my boyfriend, which through this process has taught me tons. And I work in a subrogation office for an insurance company.
Very good. Awesome. And I would love to start out with you talking a little bit about what the frustrations were that you had with your body before you started doing this work.
Oh my goodness. I have been on so many diets, and at points I could lose weight, and then of course I'd always gain it back. And I was to the point where I basically couldn't diet for a few hours. And I knew there just had to be a better way. I was so unhappy in my body, and and it affected like everything I did. And I just wanted to feel better, but I knew I couldn't go on another diet because it just didn't work.
Yeah. And what prompted you to change?
Well, actually, I podcast are what really got me started just thinking about the process. And you were on Christy Hairston's podcast, and and I'd seen you on the internet and things, but on that podcast, it really I was like, oh yes, I need to look her up. And then the webinar before Rock Your Body, I can't even tell you really what it was about you, but it was just about just the whole call. I just knew it was right. And like, as soon as the webinar was over, I'm like, I'm signing up. I'm signing up, and I never regretted it, and it was worth every penny plus more. And I can't even say anything because I was a little bit scared, about
Sure.
spending money on myself
Yeah.
for something like this. But oh my gosh, priceless,
Oh,
priceless.
wow. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you. That's so amazing. I mean, I was talking about this with Rob in her spotlight too, but it's such a risk when you don't know what it's like. Like it's not like
right,
diets are so familiar, but this is something that's really
yes,
unfamiliar, and it's scary to take that risk, but
right.
obviously rewarding,
Yes,
very rewarding, right? No
very
more
much
diets.
so. Especially
Yeah.
compared to, the diets I've paid for. I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah, I walked away feeling miserable, but this definitely not much, feeling so much better than I could have ever even dreamed.
Oh, that's so good to hear. That's so good. And what were some of the stepping stones that really helped you along the way?
Just, it was just the community, and the calls were, oh my gosh, so helpful. Um, and just knowing that everybody was there for me, and you were there for me, and you understood, like you could dig deep into what was going on with me. And I finally figured out that through, of course, your guidance, that my, like anytime I got upset, that's when I wanted to go on a diet.
Yes.
And I learned that just, anytime I wouldn't set boundaries, I inflicted that on myself and totally thought, I need to lose weight. I need to lose weight. And I never put that together before, ever. And that was an amazing thing to learn. And now I can catch myself when I'm doing it and rein it back in.
Hmm. Yeah. What's it like to have that knowledge now?
Oh my gosh, it is just amazing because even throughout the program, oh my gosh, I need to, and like with the election, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to lose weight. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, look what I'm doing to myself. I'm getting upset and I'm taking it out on myself rather than standing up for myself and being proud of myself. And it's really it's something I never thought I would get from the program, but it's so amazing that I did get it.
Yeah, it's been really cool to watch you start to set some of those boundaries
Oh,
and some of, a lot of the things that we talked about and standing your
yes.
ground and advocating for yourself, which I know was hard. That was hard. Those things were hard for you to do. It's not like it was
Oh my
really
goodness.
easy, but you did it and you followed through on
Yes.
it, which was so
That's
cool.
exactly right.
Yeah. What are you proud of?
Oh my gosh, it's so hard. I'm proud of so much. Just that I opened up in the group, and because I do like to stay a little reserved, and I opened up and was able to find a community that, experienced the same things and understood where I was coming from. And that was so amazing to feel like you have friends and women, and that I haven't, even when I've fallen and made what I called a mistake, and like did my one little attempt at a diet for a couple hours, like I knew it was a mistake, and I went into the group. I expressed it and got so much encouragement, and I never felt like a failure, and that was amazing.
Yes, because we don't fail at this. It's just there's going to be ups and downs, and I think that that's an
Yes,
important thing for people to know too. Is that there were struggles along the way.
that's exactly right.
Yeah, yeah, but having that support obviously was really helpful, and
Oh,
I know, I mean, gosh, the community is so amazing. It's you guys form such a tight bond, and
yeah.
it's really incredible. It's really really
Yes,
incredible.
and we cry together, and it's awesome. And I can feel like I can cry, even if I apologize for it. I can open up.
Learning to own the hot mess
Yes, that's
we
right.
talked about.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. What were some of the highlights for you along the way?
One of the just saying no.
Hmm.
Like one specific time, my sister had, and I like to keep everybody happy, and especially my sister, and she was asked me and if I wanted to go to something, and I just said no. And even well, she was shocked, number one. But number two, I was shocked at myself that I was able to say no. I didn't want to do it, so I didn't do it. And I would have never dreamed that I would have learned that from this program.
Hmm.
But it's helped everything about my life and the way I feel.
Hmm. And when you say that, how has it impacted the way you feel in your life?
I feel like I have some freedom to express myself, to not just go along with what everybody else says and wants me to do. And it's okay. And they might be upset with me, but that's okay. And they might not be upset with me either. And that's good too.
Hmm. Yeah, you really push yourself outside of your comfort zone in some of those
Yes.
situations, and I know you did that at work too.
Oh my goodness, yes. It's in work is definitely difficult because I've always have felt like I needed to say yes, yes, I'll do that. And to learn that I could say no at work was just eye-opening.
Hmm.
It was really a major breakthrough for me because I'm 41 years old, and I don't think I've ever said no at work before. So, and they had to adjust to it themselves. They did not take it as, so easily either. And they pushed back some, but then I pushed back too. So definitely a work in progress.
That's good. That's good. What specific things have you noticed about the way that you feel in your body?
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't hate my body like I did.
Hmm.
I can still say, I still like, oh, why can't I be thinner?
Hmm.
But it doesn't have the same charge to me that it once did.
Yeah.
And buying comfortable clothes that I feel good in really helps as well to minimize the, oh my gosh, I don't feel good in my body today. And I'm a lot more neutral about my body than I ever thought I would be.
Oh, good.
And I'm definitely, working on it. And I think as time goes on, I will get better and better about being neutral and not thinking that something's wrong with me and wrong with my body. And I can look at other people now, beautiful, bigger women, and think, oh my gosh, you're so gorgeous, as well as looking at thinner people, oh, you're gorgeous, and not being so, oh, only this is what beauty is. There's a lot more to beauty than just your body.
Yeah, and it's so amazing how shifting that perspective then starts to reflect back onto the beliefs that you have about yourself.
Right.
And I'm glad you're honest about, that it's still a struggle or that there's still struggles there,
Yes.
because I would never want people to think that it's just something that goes away in a really short period of time. I think that, you're a testament to the fact that you can see some really incredible shifts.
Yes.
And be on an entirely new trajectory in a short period of time. But that, there's still ups and downs, and really getting rid of the desire to be thinner takes a long time. Like, I think, for me, it took a couple of years for me to really stop wishing I was smaller.
Right.
Yeah. We're talking about undoing years. Sorry, go ahead.
Right. And I felt like I learned the most from the times when I felt like I fell the hardest during the program and was so upset, with myself, thinking that I failed. And then when I came out of it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I just felt so much better and freer. And so it was almost like, you make a mistake, or not really even a mistake, just you revert back to your old way of thinking. But then it was like, then I came out the other side and I was so much stronger and could see the error of, what I'd been doing to myself, and then be proud of myself for making a mistake and learning from it.
Yes. And that is so important. And, I admire your ability to stick through the tough times instead of, giving up or thinking like, what's wrong with me? It was all right. I went through this time, I accepted it, but I learned from it. And those tough times are what make us stronger. I always say that. I always say in those moments, like, this is when we really learn, and this is where we grow, and this is where we build resiliency. Exactly so right. That's great that you were able to see that too.
Yes. Oh, so I'm always proud of my mistakes or my mishaps or setbacks, because I have learned that they just are the best thing that ever happened to me.
And that in and of itself is probably a shift.
Oh, definitely. Oh my gosh, I've never realized that before. And because usually I think I would beat myself up so much that I didn't ever recover. And now I recover and just move right on, and stronger and better for it.
Amazing. So good. So what's it like to get all of this off your back and be free of the dieting game?
It's so good, because I do have so much more time to think about other things and to do other things. But it's like a real weight, a physical weight has been lifted, even though I haven't lost a pound. And even dieting, I never felt like that. Mm-hmm. And to actually feel happier after doing something is just, it's amazing. And to actually, something about, like being an activist for heavy people or anybody, that's being discriminated against. I mean, I'd never thought of that before. I never felt that people might have been looked at differently really because they were fat as a problem or an issue. And it just, now it's like I want to defend heavy people and be like, no, you can't treat them like that. And it's just, it's an amazing thing that I've taken from this program that I never thought I would. I just thought I would, I would love my body, and it's so much more than that.
That's really
So
great
much.
to hear. That's really good to hear. Yeah, and to hear you talk about it from, like the social justice perspective, and to
Yes.
hear you be able to, have opened your eyes to the oppressive things,
Gosh.
the oppression that's happening, just whether it's against women and people in larger bodies, especially size discrimination. I'm glad that was something you took away from this too.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. It helps you to keep wanting to advocate for yourself and others.
Exactly right. That is exactly right. And to know that, everybody is a good body. And I do. I mean, everybody has a wonderful body.
Yeah.
And that's a wonderful thing. And no one should be discriminated against, for the way that they look.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything else from your story or experience that you want to share?
One thing that when I think of the program, and it's the funny thing that I always remember, is I think it might have been module 4. There's this little bitty blurb in there that says, remember, somebody hates you.
Which is from my friend Carrie Ann. I just want to give her credit. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I read that like so many times, and I'm like, why is this in here? And this has to be a misprint. I just can't understand why, Summer would put this in here. And then finally, I think it might have been a coaching call. I think it finally hit me that that wasn't a misprint. And honestly, that was I think about that all the time. And it just helped me so greatly at work, because when, there's just people I might not click with, and I'm like, somebody hates me. And that's okay. And that has been like mind-blowing for me. That has been the biggest mind blower ever. That was amazing.
That's really cool to hear. I remember the confusion over that one. There were a few people that were like, I don't understand. And I'm like, well, it will become more clear.
Yes, and I'm like, I work really hard to make sure that nobody hates me. And somebody hates me? No.
Like, how is that working for you?
Yes. I mean, oh my gosh. I love that. That is amazing. And I even went and told people at work, I'm like, somebody hates me. That's what it said. And it was very, very moving. And I still, when I think about it, I get chills, because I'm like, that is totally the truth. Yeah. I'm sorry. I must have little ears. These things do not withstand.
That's okay. And so how did it make you feel to have that shift, or that knowledge?
It's not the way that I've lived my life.
Yeah.
My entire life has been, how can I make somebody like me? Because if they don't like me, then that means there's something wrong with me.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
And it changed everything. Mm-hmm. I mean, every aspect of my life, relationships, work relationships, just how I handle myself out in public, everything.
What did it enable you to do?
Just to be open and not be so scared. Oh my gosh, I can't see this because I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings. Or I can't tell someone no because I'm going to hurt their feelings. Or I can't, if I'm upset, I can't let anyone have an idea that I'm upset with them. And it just allowed me to be able to set boundaries and just express myself. And I've never been able to do that before, ever. So it took me a lot of years, but it's amazing.
That's amazing. That's so good. The last question I want to ask you is, what advice do you have for other people that are listening?
The main thing that I want to tell people is, well, number one, you will not regret taking this program, and don't get excited at the end, because it's not the end. That was very emotional, I will add, but it's not the end, because it's still continuing. And about as you're going through the program and you have your steps back, just know that you'll make it through and you'll be better on the other side. And it's not a straight line.
Yeah.
It's curvy, just like we are. And you will, be so happy that you did it.
That's amazing. And I think it's like if anyone's listening, and regardless of whether they decide to, work with me or work with somebody else or do stuff on their own, there's still really important advice in there as it relates to, not really thinking that there's a destination
Exactly.
And knowing that there's ups and downs along the way.
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, thank you so
Amazing.
much, Jen. Is there anything else you want to say before we close this one out?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I just think it's been amazing, and I really appreciate everything that you have done for me. And I told myself I'm not going to cry, but I can cry. But and now I'm like, I want to cry. But I look forward to anybody that decides that they want to join, and we'll all support each other and cry together.
You are so lovely. And if you're not a crier, don't be scared.
That's exactly right. I'm okay with that too.
There's lots of laughing as well. There's always lots of laughing.
I'll cry enough for everybody. So.
Oh, Jen, you're just so amazing. You've always just been such an inspiration, and I love, you always showed up and supported other people, and you were so open and honest and, reached out for help when you needed it, and you kept going and you persevered, and you really had a lot of courage. There were a few things that I had you do that I know were super nerve-wracking and courageous, and you followed through on them, and that is something really to be proud of. So I just want to express that because I know that a year from now, things are just going to be even better for you.
That's exactly right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you.
Rock on.